Sentimental fool don't see, trying hard to recreate what had yet to be created. Once in her life, she musters a smile for his nostalgic tale. Never coming near what he wanted to say, only to realize it never really was. She had a place in his life.
Hello and welcome to Consolevania episode 3. We've been gone for quite some time and a lot of things have happened in the world since we've been gone. Unfortunately, not many things change here for us, the boys, here in the team, apart from perhaps gaining a little bit of weight and getting dirtier faces. We got a lot of fun for you today on the show. My good friend here, Mr. Ryan, I'm sure will fill you in on all the fun we've got coming up in the months ahead.
So this month, even months ahead, we're talking about this month, we've got reviews again and for what they're worth, and you've got bits for games. It's funny or something, you can't really see what's happening on it because the footage isn't getting any better. You've got these sketch type bits with the two of us doing things that nobody really understands, including me, to be totally honest with you. So I hope you enjoy it again.
So, a new member of the cast as promised, and this is the guy right here, Kenny. Now he's the man. If you're wanting the hints, the tips, the cheats to beat your favourite games, you send your emails into the normal consolevania address and he'll answer the questions. If you want some buying advice, maybe you're buying a Neo Geo, you're buying an arcade cabinet, you don't know where to go, what to look for, this is the guy you're asking the questions to. Get your emails in to this guy at the normal consolevania address and he'll show you how it's done. He fucking knows it all. He'll introduce himself right now. Kenny?
That intro was shite, you pair of fat bastards. Let me show you how it's fucking done.
Can I get the mic back? Benoit Sokal is probably best known as the comic strip creator who created the Inspector Canardo character. However, for the past few years he's been involved in the video game industry. A very hands-on involvement in the video game industry, and on the PlayStation 1 he brought us the very intriguing game La Maison, which won very many awards but was given the rubber ear by British magazines in traditional fashion. Now, for the uninitiated, Syberia games are all about exploration. They're all about the manipulation of fantastically designed machinery. Not in a mist fashion, not in that boring turn a wheel, make some steam come out a pipe kind of style, but in a very playful, very childlike sense. You are filled with wonder, as is like a child looking upon the corpse of a man. Syberia 2 begins abruptly, with your Kate Walker character beginning a strange journey into the world that Sokal has created. The option to watch a recap of the first game is absolutely essential if you have any plans on knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Of course, you should probably just play the first game, as good as it is. A point-and-click adventure game at heart, Syberia 2 thankfully doesn't expect you to solve many problems of the bizarrely illogical combined plastic cactus with baby's nappy variety. All the minor puzzles are simplistic and logical, while the more confusing quandaries usually involve tinkering with gloriously realised machinery and fancy wee automatons that make me want to use the word delightful for the first time in my life. Negative points are few if you're a fan of the slow-paced, thoughtful adventure game. If your point-and-click tastes lean more towards the grim Fandango, Sam and Max, Day of the Tentacle type of thing, then you might want to stay away. But if you have a little patience and appreciate the charm that an artist can bring to video games, get your winter gear on. Syberia 2 is out now in the UK. She's nice. Oh, she spotted a DILF. Old broken sword. Old PlayStation, get it out, turn it on. Your old PC, turn it on. Slap in the old broken sword. Don't do what I did. Don't make the mistake of getting the Game Boy Advance version because it's got a crippling bug in it that will destroy your game progress. That's unforgivable. And I love the thought of playing point-and-click adventure games on a handheld. Of course, if you've got the Game Park, all GP32 and a Scum emulator, you can play a lot of great point-and-click games, and I'm pretty sure we'll be covering the Game Park in a later episode.
Glasgow players are in no doubt about the power such games have.
Because whenever, you know, you're walking around and it's sort of, you want to do something bad, you know, you sort of get that feeling in you, but...
And in what way did it, you know, influence your behaviour?
Just getting more violent, you know what I mean, in the house and with my brother and that, so... I've stopped playing it though, and just sort of calmed down in the games, you know.
I think it's sort of like, you know, you're sitting playing this game and then something triggers in your mind, and, you know, I've heard there was a guy that switched the TV channels and his brother got up and stabbed him with a knife, and it all remotes back to like violence in films and songs and games and everything. I think it's just some people believe that games are real.
Edinburgh firm Rockstar North makes the game. It says it's only supplying a demand for the over-18s. Whatever, high street chain Dixon's has just announced it won't be stocking Manhunt from now on.
Mike Edwards there. Well, your views are coming in thick and fast. Jimmy from Wishaw has texted us. Nice to hear from you, Jamie. He says, it's not the fault of the games manufacturers, it's the parents who are failing their children.
Jean from Clydebank has sent in an email. She says, I try hard to make sure my young teenagers aren't playing violent games, but I can't control what they play when they visit friends. Well, more on your views in a moment, but with us today, our Family Matters expert, Dr. Cynthia McVeigh, freelance games reviewer Robert Florence, and in London, computer games industry spokesman Roger Bennett. Turning to you first then, Roger, you're very much hitting back today because the industry was getting a great deal of criticism yesterday.
Quite so, and quite unjustifiably so, if I may say so. The games industry is entirely and properly, responsibly regulated, and it has adopted and continues to adopt entirely legal and responsible processes in the way in which content is delivered to consumers in UK. Each game is submitted for classification either under a voluntary rating system which clearly defines what age group the game should be suitable for, or if it has gross content, in the case of Manhunt, that is the case, it was actually submitted to the British Board of Film Classification,
Roger,
and was suitably rated.
Given that, what's your view then on Dixon's withdrawing the game from sale?
I have no view in respect to Dixon's. They've taken a view in respect to maybe that game and perhaps many others, and decided to... you must ask that question of them. I can't have a view of it. They've decided to do that. You must ask that question as to why of them, not me.
Okay, Robert Florence, now you review games. Where does Manhunt come in the spectrum of video games?
Well, don't get me wrong, Manhunt is a very violent game. I mean, it's a game that features people getting bludgeoned to death, people getting bombed at the gob, people getting garroted, it's a nasty game if you look at it out of context. I mean, it's a game that features people getting bludgeoned to death, people getting bombed at the gob, getting bombed at the gob, people getting bombed at the gob, people getting bombed at the gob, people getting bombed at the gob.
Dreamy weather we're on. You waved your crooked wand along an icy pond with a frozen moon.
Oh! Oh! Oh, you fucking bastard. Oh, yeah. Oh. Aye, I needed that, didn't I? I needed that. Oh, I had a terrible dream. I dreamt that you'd talk me into doing this game, reviewing this game. I really didn't want to review. Rob. Oh no, Jesus Christ! I don't sweat this. I don't sweat this. I can do this review in my sleep. Here we go. Game of the month. Game of the month. Doesn't look that bad. You've got good FMV there. No, it's very well presented, looks well produced. You've got good talent on board. I don't mean talent in a gay way, I mean like good voice talent. I don't mean check out that Ving Rhymes' arse. Good voice talent. Seriously though, the hype that's been surrounding this game has just been absolutely ridiculous. I'm in my 20s, and I've never seen anything like the reaction to this game.
We don't know who wants
so it can't possibly be as bad as people say. I mean, look at it. But by anybody's standards, that's good FMV. That's a nice looking game, and it's got a thing when you start up a game save, it says previously hidden driver. That's nice. That's a good idea. That's quite helpful sometimes when you haven't played a game for a while and just left it in the shelf. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I know what this is. I know what's going on here. It's a double bluff, that's what it is. It's a double bluff. This game is really good, and people are just taking the piss out of me. This is a very slick and well produced game, and I will stand by that comment. What? Nothing wrong there, it just looks like Grand Theft Auto, doesn't it? It's quite good. Wait a minute. This guy controls like I'm steaming. Who's that? Oh, that's quite good. Look, it just pops right out of the water after he's swimming. That saves time that way anyway. That's better. This guy's getting really good balance. Have you noticed that? There's something not quite right here because these missions seem a bit stupid. Some of them. Oh, what's happening here? I can't get out of my boat. What is going on in this game? I can't. Oh no! Look, I'm not gonna panic. I can't even walk in a straight line. Oh, that's another health thing. I never realised they could teleport. Oh my Jesus! Look, half-arsed. This game is fucking rubbish. Absolutely terrible. The driving engine's alright, it's pretty good, it's fairly enjoyable to drive around in, but the missions are pathetic. I had to go on a mission where I had to prove myself to gangsters and I had to run about in an assault course and kill guys. Who volunteers for that job? This huge, beautiful city that's created is one of the most limited gaming environments I've ever seen in my life. I haven't seen this much fucking pop-up since bedtime when I was 3. You know, the only reason I can run around killing people here is because I'm meant to be on a mission on a boat, so the police have all went home and then they'll stop me. That's the kind of level we're talking about here with this shite. You should see the fucking gun battles in this thing. They're a scream. The bad guys have got one stand up and shoot gun, and they're always facing you. So there's your Driver 3 review. It's brilliant. Go and buy it. Everybody that said it was good was right. In the meantime, I'm going to kick back and relax with Nigel Mansell on the Amiga. Oh, I'll get going, Nigel, don't you worry about it. I'm on that racing line, you bet. Sorry about that, bit too fast there. Oh, clipped that. Sorry about that, Nige. I'm on the racing line, don't you worry. Oh, I know, I hit that, I know that. I can see the bend, Nige. Can you just give me a minute, Nigel? Just gonna be quiet for 1 second.
Please, just 1 second now. Oh, you can fuck off as well then.
I've had the worst month of my life. There was I was top of the world, conquered Poland, no problem. And it all went wrong. Took a game back to game, chipped out. Miscellaneous never came to tea. Eva cooked me fucking fried fish again. She knows I'm vegetarian. Oh, disgraceful. The last on the internet, I was talking to her for months. I thought I was in. She was half Spanish, half Japanese. Oh, she sounded lovely. Oh, all the guys were gagging for her. Oh, there was me, I thought I was in. She was privately messaging me. Oh, it was wonderful. Oh, I was on a promise for sure. Turns out it was a fucking guy. A fucking big navvy for Leeds. I've never been so gutted in all my life. I even had to have sex with Eva that night. Oh, she done me up the arse again. Oh, I hate it. Been hearing quite a lot about that driver 3. Oh, that looked brilliant. So I got that. Oh my fucking Christ. You see that guy getting out of that boat? He's jumping up and down, sliding all around, falls in the water, appears in the boat. Oh, I don't know what was happening. Best game ever. I loved it. Hang on, there's Pinto in my way. Better get past him. Beat it, you Frenchie! Right, off to Burger King. Get 3 large double bacon cheeseburger meals for that fat bastard Zomba. Oh, get me something vegetarian. Because I'm a nice guy.
Hi, what can I get for you?
Hi, can I have 3 large double bacon cheeseburger meals with Coke?
Anything else for you?
Do you have any veggie burgers?
We have bean burger.
Oh. No, I'll just have the large fries, please. Bummed in the gob again, eh? Oh, here's the food. Oh, I'll just go get it. You grab that old Zomba. Oh. Here I am in the jungle, this god-fucking forsaken jungle. Oh, it's a fucking disgrace. Look at me, I have no home. The jungle is my home. Oh, at least there's plenty of wood and these fucking wee flowers. I can rebuild a new citadel. And then I can create an army of atomic supermen, destroy game. Those fucking bastards. Oh, they employ retards and fucking gypsies and people who run the shows. Oh, fucking disgraceful. Still, better get on with building a fire. Elzomba, where's my fucking wood for my citadel? Oh, that's him now. Oh, fucking hell. What's that? One fucking bit of wood! It's fucking all wet! You fucking retard! Why don't you get a job in here, you fucking ass! What are you can't even walk? And you can always find your way somehow. Everybody loves you now.
I can't get my laces tight. I can't even find them.
Fuck's sakes! I'll show you how it's done!
Showdown Legends of Wrestling then. Oh boy. Let's try to ignore this shite intro music. This is the third Legends of Wrestling game. It's a series that has been getting progressively better, so we positive-minded people at Consolevania are going to cut it a lot of slack. A lot of slack. We're talking Brianna Banks' arse kinda slack.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Making his way toward the ring.
Of course, Consolevania knows it's wrestling games. We openly challenge any other review source to beat our knowledge and coverage of wrestling games. We wouldn't challenge them to a fight because we've got Mecha Bunter Liger and El Zomba on our side. It just wouldn't be right. First of all, it has to be stated that Showdown has an impressive roster of characters. There's the classic workers you all might remember from your youth, like Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, Bret Hart, Jake Roberts and Rick Rude. There's the obvious big shots, your Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant and the Ultimate Warrior. But the real treat of Showdown is the inclusion of less obvious talents. Tony Atlas, Lou Albano, Don Miracle, Mil Mascaras. For a wrestling fan, this game offers a lot of fun, simply in trying out these legendary workers and seeing how well they shape up. Oh, and you've also got Andy Kaufman, who was always a better wrestler than he was a comedian. And he was a fucking shite wrestler. It's also great to be able to choose the arenas you wrestle in and be able to pick Madison Square Gardens or even the Tokyo Dome. If only they had negotiated for some Puro legends, this game would have got even more slack from us. The modern movesets of the previous games have been dropped in favour of movesets that more accurately match the work of your chosen character. It's a wrestling engine that favours striking, so there's a real sense of slugfest momentum build until the point where you can bust out the old school moves. Don't get us wrong, this is a very arcade-like game. There's not much skill involved, just a little bit of timing and the right choice of move at the right time. But it's fun. It carries an air of respect towards the legends it showcases, so it's easy to laugh at the many little glitches that crop up during a match. Collision detection issues, insane moments of teleportation, and even ready readers. Even sometimes seeing two wrestlers being animated to do two totally different moves and floating about around each other. So it's broken then, we hear you scream. And yes, it is, but we're cutting it some slack, remember? There's your usual bunch of themed matches, cage matches, ladder matches and a solid battle royal mode. The cage match is a lot of fun actually and is very old school in its 8-bit button bashing simplicity. But the career mode is a big step backwards from the previous Legends game and is barely worth a sniff. Speaking of cutting it slack, their ropes look a bit slack if you ask me. Aye aye. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll get quite a lot for this game. Nostalgia is a powerful thing. We know this for the amount of people that claim that Transformers are good. But don't make the mistake of expecting a great wrestling game. It's a competitive field these days and there's many great wrestling games out there. Showdown isn't one of them. What it is a walk down memory lane and a great little distraction. Now you're fucking talking. FPG. Fire Pro G, folks. It's on the PlayStation, and it's a cracker. You don't even have to say anything about a Fire Pro game, you only need to stay quiet and watch. Alright, maybe a bit of music.
You'll be mine.
Come on, Ryan, what's that one?
The screws inside turn so tight, turning on you. I'm hanging on
That's excellent, that's the one. Come on!
A couple of years ago, the US Army commissioned a computer strategy game. This year on the Xbox, the game is getting a release. It's called Full Spectrum Warrior. You can't.
I'll fucking show you how it's done. Come on. I'll show you, I'm raging, man.
You can't hurt me. I'm in cover. See? I'm in cover!
You want the fucking shoe, because I'll show you how it's done.
That guy's a nut job. I'm actually fairly pleased I'm reviewing this game. The story with it is it's like a fighting simulator for ground troops. It was originally produced for the US Army. It comes out in conjunction with THQ and it was made by Pandemic. The first thing that strikes you about the game is the look. It's very, very impressive looking. It's obviously it's in 3D and it looks like a first-person shooter, but it's mainly touted as a tactical game. So my expectations are fairly high. However, as my luck would have it, in this game, it doesn't take long before you start seeing negative points in it. I wouldn't like this review to come across as being entirely negative because the game is fairly playable. It's a tactics game that looks like a first-person shooter. You're expecting action, you're expecting intensity in your gameplay, but you don't really get this. And also what I find slightly confusing is you don't actually get any frustration from it, which, you know, it sounds as if it should be a good thing, but it's a tactical game. And essentially as a tactics game it should be challenging you, but this game doesn't really. Unless you count the infuriating movement cursor, which is almost impossible to use in closed situations. It requires Jedi-like coordination to move with the camera. Just listen to the footage here. That was your commanding officer letting you know that you have to watch out for the shields above your soldier's head, because that means that your soldiers have cover when that shield's there. This is something that you learn in the training mission when you first turn on the game. More or less everything you need to know in the game, you'll learn in the training mission in the first 10 minutes of playing the game. Full Spectrum Warrior is supposed to be a half-breed between a first-person shooter and a tactical game. But as we all know, both these games require a certain amount of initiative on the game player's part. In the majority of first-person shooters you would require quick thinking and a good aim. In the majority of tactical games you would require the ability for logical thought and the ability to use, well, tactics to your advantage. Full Spectrum Warrior requires that you have none of the above skills really, because in this game all you have to do is play in the training mission and then you're a fully trained US soldier. If this game is to be believed, then the US Army apparently only have one tactic. One team suppresses fire and the other team flanks, because that's the only tactic that's open to you in this game. That's the only tactic that you'll use over and over and over again. Now this limitation on its own is enough for you to seriously question the 9 out of 10s that it was getting in some magazines. But there's other problems with the game. A major one being that the 3D environment that Full Spectrum Warrior is based in doesn't actually work. You'll find yourself many times questioning whether you should be able to hit a guy or not. Even though he has a little shield above his head, he's clearly in view and you can shoot him, but the game says you can't. And sometimes your troops' inability for free thinking does get quite frustrating. I know it's the army line that you just follow orders or people die, but sometimes, you know, common sense could be used. For example, if you're not actually controlling a group and someone throws a grenade at them, you would expect them to scatter, but they won't, not until you've taken control of the group and given them an express order to run away from death. And last but certainly not least is the AI of the bad guys. They will not move for anything. You throw a grenade, a tank, a helicopter at them, they'll just stand there and take it. So this collection of less than minor drawbacks means I'm fairly disappointed in Full Spectrum Warrior. I was expecting a lot better. I was kinda hoeing and humming about what to actually recommend for Full Spectrum Warrior because I never actually figured out what it was supposed to be, but I'll take their word for it and say it as a tactical game, and in that case I'd probably recommend Battle Isle on the Amiga. It itself again has questionable AI, but come on, it's an Amiga, but it's still lots and lots and lots of fun.
Oh, Idleman 4 here, and you're watching Consolevania for some reason.
Start with a house, house on the street, street in the neighborhood, with friends to meet. Excuse me, haven't we met before? How do you do? We just moved next door. Next door? We live next door.
Oh, what a day. So, we meet again. End of level boss.
We meet again? You've only been gone for 4 hours.
It has been a busy 4 hours.
What have you been doing with yourself, mid-level sub-boss?
I have been defeated 17 times in that 4 hours.
I've been at home watching daytime TV and have defeated 17 samurais.
One day I will be end of level boss, and you will be nothing more than a fat couch potato boss.
Go and make end of level boss's dinner, and I won't have to bust out the big sexy cannon.
But end of level boss, I made dinner last night.
You will always make dinner. Why? Because you have inferior attack patterns.
End of level boss.
The big sexy cannon is about to bust out.
No, end of level boss, I will make your dinner. What would you like?
You know something, mid-level sub-boss? This is the same fucking dinner you make me every night.
No, that is a lie, end of level boss.
It is not a lie.
You had lasagna last night.
Lasagna? Which was fucking screws!
You like screws, they're your favorite end of level boss.
Phone me a pizza!
You had a pizza 2 nights ago.
Phone me a pizza now!
We don't have the money for a pizza.
Phone me a pizza now! Is it there yet?
I haven't. You have no respect for time. You've always been like this.
Time means nothing when you have superior attack patterns. Now phone me a pizza. Is it there yet?
I do not see the point in you coming to this dimension if you will not respect the laws of it.
Laws of it? You're a fucking laws of it! Is it there yet?
Please make it fast. He is really, really impatient, and he's very powerful. Okay, 45 minutes, that'll be fine. Mario has informed me, sir, that it will take 45 Earth minutes to get here.
45 Earth minutes? Is that longer than now? Because if it is, you're gonna get the big sexy cannon.
No, end of level boss. This is an excellent show, end of level boss.
It's not a bad TV show, actually. That Cat Dilly's a bit of a ride.
Yes, I concur.
I'm going to enjoy killing you tonight when that pizza doesn't come mid-level sub-boss.
Dream on, end of level boss.
I don't have to dream. I'm an end of level boss. And stop doing that weak laugh. That won't make you an end of level boss. There's the doorbell.
That'll be the pizza. Go and get it. But in the rubber boss, it is your turn to go and get the pizza at the door. It's my fucking... You're a fucking door. Go and get the pizza. What door? It doesn't make any sense. I always make sense. Why? Because you've got inferior attack patterns. I have been working all day. You've been sitting watching Richard and Judy. This fucking... Listen. Go and get that door. I want my pizza now. I phoned the pizza, so you should go to the door. Your inferior attack patterns. Look at them. There are slots everywhere. Go and answer that fucking door. I don't want to answer the door. I'm going to have to bust out the big sexy cannon. Excuse me, everyone. Big sexy cannon's coming out. This fucking retard. Big sexy cannon. Out of the fucking door. And the little boss is dead! And someone has spunked on his face! I'll never go to the door for the pizza! You're a pizza!
So, welcome to the Consolevania Episode 3 Spider-Man 2 review. I thought it would be fitting to climb up a high building just before the... What that? What would the mic get me? Well, welcome to the... Look at that spider! Welcome to the Consolevania 2 Spider-Man 2 review. And right. He's a shoulder. He's a shoulder. Bang! It's a superhero game. Let's face it, as glamorous as being a Consolevania presenter might seem, the fact remains that this is a video game show, and if we truly know anything about games, we're probably geeks. To be cool, we'd need to know nothing about games. That's why Jamie and Daz for Gamesville keep their cred while we get old and fat. Anyway, geeks like games and geeks like comic books. We've all wanted to be a superhero at some point in our lives, or a supervillain, like Gary Glitterman maybe. So I went into Spider-Man 2 hoping for great things. I got great things. Here comes the wank hat. Design simplicity. That's what this game is all about. A basic mission structure to keep you chomping at the bit. A mission structure that serves the needs of the movie tie-in aspect. But the developers have a keen awareness that it's what is beyond the storyline that will please the geeks. The city. The freedom. The powers. The zone.
You good now? Thanks, Spidey.
Actually, a neat thing about this game, I should say, is the appearance of, you know, a few Spider-Man villains that don't feature in the Spider-Man 2 movie. Rhino's in it, for example, and actually quite a funny thing happens. Spider-Man meets him and has a fight with Rhino, and he punches him through a wall. So that's worth looking out for. You have the entire city to play with. If you can see it, you can go there. Atop a building, looking down, all those cars in the street below, those little dots, if you free fall towards them, they're really there. Spend hero points and more abilities and you'll be freestyling, Tony Hawk style, across the city. You'll find a good line from the Empire State Building to the Twin Towers Memorial, all the way to the Statue of Liberty by way of helicopter. I actually noticed on the internet that a lot of people were struggling to defeat the mechs and the mechas in this game, but I could defeat them in my sleep really with my hard on tied down. Every little clumsy indoor mission is worth it. Every boss fight, although they tend to be a little on the easy side, is worth it. Because your ultimate goal isn't completion. Your goal is the opportunity to lift the burden of responsibility off your shoulders and that grand city opening up to you. Beyond the mission, Spider-Man 2 is the superhero movie tie-in equivalent of Bushido Blade. Turn on, and relax. The game's so good, they should have named it twice. Bang! It's another superhero game. It's even another Spiderman game. This time, really for the geeks. A voiceover by Stan Lee, the co-creator of Spider-Man, in case you didn't know. Collectible comic books you can find throughout the game, fantastic. Reminds me of a wee story about Spider-Man and Rhino. One day Spider-Man was fighting Rhino and Spider-Man punched him and he went through a wall. And that's a true story.
I can see it in my street. I can see it in my home. I can't see it in myself. Making out like I'm okay. I can hear it on the radio.
Tell you that, he's once a doozy. Like, come on, off you come. It's just getting through the tendons there, that's it. Come on, join this. Oh, looks like it's that time, huh? Hi, folks. My name's John Gacy. That's right, the games reviewer. I've been asked to come here by the Consolevania boys. They want me to review some kids' games. Why? Well, everyone knows that John Gacy's down with the kids. In fact, I got sent down for being with the kids. Now, the first game I'm gonna review here in my special spot in Consolevania, here in John Gacy's hideout. John Gacy's den in a garden, not in a kid's garden, just in a garden somewhere, is Superman Man of Steel on the Xbox. And I'm reviewing this because I got sent a little request letter from one of my young fans. Now, little Timmy said to me, "Dear Mr. Gacy, every time you come to my window at night, even though you don't come to my window at night anymore, even though you never came to my window at night, I want to ask you, I'm always playing this Xbox, and I'm always playing this game called Superman Man of Steel. Now I want you to tell me, is this game worth me playing? Is it worth my time, or should I just come around you, should I just play something else?" Well, I gotta tell you, Timmy, I've got this game in my vice right now. Let's take a look. Come on. Out you come, Soups. There we go. Now, as you can see here, this is a kid's review part. And this here, Superman Man of Steel's okay for 3 and over. So that's all the little, if you're a 4-year-old victim, a 4-year-old kid, a 5-year-old kid, whatever age your kid is, you can give them John Gacy, you can give them Superman Man of Steel, and he can play away at it, and he's gonna be totally safe and never get murdered, and not gonna get murdered anyway, but nothing to do with John Gacy. He wasn't there. He wasn't even there. You can't get a John Gacy game. But let's take a look at this Superman Man of Steel. You shut up in there, huh? I told you I'd let you out when Duke Nukem Forever comes out. I mean, you gotta take a look at some of these screens of Superman and Man of Steel for all the little kids out there in the world. Well, thanks for watching my review show. Really glad to have you. Now, if you want to send some letters to John Gacy, or, and I really like this, some pictures that your kids have painted themselves, pictures of me, then just send them in to the usual Consolevania address, and I'll be so glad to look at them. Well, thanks everyone for coming along. I'm gonna get back to sawing up to playing some real hot bodies games on the Xbox and all the keep saying children, but it's nothing to do with that. Thanks for coming, folks.
And in a funny way, the shaving of my head has been a liberation from a lot of stupid vanities, really. It has simplified everything for me. It has opened a lot of doors, maybe.
I'm not what you think I am. I'm the king of Siam.